Hey guys, my name's Alex, and we're going to do some philosophy. So today I want to talk about Kant and Transcendental Idealism. So Kant, German dude writing in the 1700s, who, fun fact, the running joke was that his life was so regular and routine-based, people could set their clocks to his daily walks, which should tell you something about this guy's life, that this is the fun fact. But anyway, Transcendental Idealism. Sounds really scary. We're going to simplify it. So it is opposed to realism. And realism is the view that the human experience is fundamentally accurate and corresponds to the external world. So the external world is doing its thing with its physics and its space and its time, and we are just observing it. So there's a structure in the world, and we are observing that structure. The human experience is fundamentally accurate and corresponds to the external world. So in this view, if you imagine an objective third-party perspective of the world, whatever that is, would be the same as what the human experience is. Now, Kant wants to tip this idea on its head. Kant wants to say that certain basic concepts, like space, time, the self, infinity, these do not exist in the world themselves, but rather are part of the structure that our mind imposes on the world. So the difference is whether there's a structure out there in the world that our mind observes, or whether our mind imposes a structure, whether it categorizes and organizes things. So Kant says is that our mind has a lot to do with the human experience. And because of that, the human experience is fundamentally different than the world in itself. So he calls the world things in themselves, he calls that the noumena. And he calls the human experience the phenomena. Under realism, the noumena and the phenomena are the same thing. For Kant, they are very different. And because we can never experience the world without human intuition, we can never actually experience the noumena. We must stay in the phenomena. And so human knowledge, which comes to us through our mind, we cannot differentiate what came from the external world and what our mind added. So Kant's view, Transcendental Idealism, the human experience is fundamentally different than the external world because of the structure and the concepts that our mind imposes. So I like to think about this as, so you imagine a room. Okay, on one side of the room is a machine that just shoots ping pong balls, and you are on the other side of the room. So under realism, the ping pong machine, which is the external world, shoots ping pong balls, and we are there to catch them, and we're like, oh, this goes here, da-da, da-da, da-da. And the ping pong balls that we catch are the same as the ones that the machine threw out. So the human experience is the same as whatever is going on in the external world. Now, Transcendental Idealism for Kant, imagine that there's a waterfall of paint in between the machine and you. This waterfall of paint is your mind, and it colors the ping pong balls. So as they're shooting through, you know they're real because they're coming from somewhere, but you don't know what color they are. You don't know what the ping pong balls look like before they pass through the wall of paint. So your experience, whatever is on your side of the room, you know that the data that's coming is real, but you don't know what it looks like before it hits your mind. So bringing it back to Kant, the wall of paint colors things. It adds concepts, it organizes, it categorizes the world. And so when you're sitting on that side of the room, you're getting real info, but you don't know what parts came from the ping pong balls and what parts came from the wall of paint. So in Kant's view, the human experience is fundamentally different than the world in itself. And the noumena, the phenomena, are different, and the human experience can never actually experience the world as it is. Only some mediated version with our mind's intuition. Transcendental Idealism. Pretty cool stuff.